Who stays and who goes for the Pittsburgh Steelers? There are some important decisions coming up for the front office now the season is over. Hello, Steeler Nation, and welcome to the Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate with me, your host, Britsburgh Owen, speaking to you here in the UK. Yes, that's right, guys. This is an English accent, in case you've just found the Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate. And yes, I am an English Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Guys, this is a fan-run channel for those of you who just found us. That is all run for you, the fans, by real Steeler fans, unlike certain other channels, which are run by robots and Cowboys, Broncos, and Raiders fans. Anyway, guys, you just found the Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate. Hit that sub for daily content, daily videos, guys, and it's free. All free for you. Well, the Steelers came up short, didn't they? They managed to win yesterday against the Cleveland Browns in a titanic AFC North divisional clash, 28-14 at Acrisure Stadium. However, it was not enough to get the Steelers into the playoffs this season. Despite an amazing second half to the season, the Steelers went 7-2, finishing the season 9-8, giving Mike Tomlin his 16th non-losing season, a phenomenal record for coach Mike Tomlin. Now, obviously, the thoughts turn to the off-season, it turns to the draft, it turns to the free agency period, it turns to, what will happen with a number of Steelers players. Obviously, there is rumours of surrounding Cam Hayward, rumours surrounding Terrell Edmonds, rumours surrounding Cam Sutton. Now, one question remains. Should the Steelers re-sign? Who should the Steelers re-sign? Who should they keep? Who should they let go once this season ends? Now, Cam Sutton, who has arguably been one of the Steelers' top cornerbacks this season. Now, Steelers cornerbacks have had a lot of criticism this year, getting burnt on a number of occasions. However, Cam Sutton is someone who has impressed this season with the way he's played. Now, I do still think the Steelers need to go out and sign a cornerback one, whether that be in free agency or in the draft. I think the draft is probably a more realistic aspiration, given the fact that I think, the free agency, you're looking at top cornerback one, you've got to pay big bucks, and I can't see the Steelers doing that. Whereas the fact that there are some very good corners in this draft, the likes of Kaylee Ringo from Georgia, Joey Porter Jr., son of Joey Porter, from Penn State, Cam Smith as well. And easily you could pick up a cornerback one there, someone in the same mold as Sauce Gardner for the Jets. That is certainly something that we need to think about. But now, obviously, the focus needs to shift to who do we re-sign and who do we keep. Today was a day where the Steelers headed back to the UPMC Rooney Sports Facility on the south side, and they started, locker clearances, end of season exit interviews, and thoughts turned to, for a lot of players, as to what was next for them. What's the next steps for them? Some of these players are out of contract. Some of these players perhaps don't know what the future holds for them and where they will be playing their football in September when the season restarts for the 2023 season. Now, one of the players that includes is veteran cornerback Cameron Sutton. Now, Cameron Sutton, who has arguably, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion, been the best cornerback on the Steelers roster this year. Sutton is 27 years old, and he will see his contract void on the 10th of February. His contract carries a $2.1 million dead cap hit at that point for the 2023 season. However, once it voids, he will then become an unrestricted free agent in March, after coming off one of the best seasons of his career. This is going to be an interesting period to see whether the Steelers go out and get it, re-sign him, or whether he's allowed to test free agency and another team picks him up. Josh Carney tweeted out about Cam Sutton yesterday. He said, "Cannot state enough how great the play of Cam Sutton made on the game-sealing interception, responsible for deep third, does a great job of flipping his hips, getting depth, and then racing from outside the numbers into the hash for the diving interception. Absurd play for the Steelers cornerback." Now, according to Pro Football Focus, Sutton graded out this season with a 72.2 overall on the year on 931 defensive snaps, the second best grade of his career. His career best came back in 2019 when he graded 74.5, but only on 268 snaps. Along with a very good grade from PFF, Sutton also recorded 43 tackles and a career-high 3 interceptions for the Steelers with 15 pass breakups on the year. Certainly a phenomenal year for Cam Sutton. Cameron Sutton at just 27 years old is entering the prime of his career. He has a bright future ahead of him. He has definitely got a potential of a big payday even. Sutton is someone, you know, who I think could be a fundamental part of anybody's franchise, and certainly someone the Steelers should aim to retain, given the fact that Cam Sutton can play as an outside corner or can play as a slot corner. You know, he can play inside, he plays outside, he's very good in zone, very good in man. He can play in a number of different roles, and he's a very talented cornerback. Certainly someone who I think could be a very good supplement cornerback to any cornerback one that we were to sign to the draft. He also, I think, would be an excellent teacher to them as well. You know, he's certainly someone who likes to lead, likes to inspire on the field. We've definitely seen good leadership from Cam Sutton this season. Cam Sutton had this to say after the game yesterday. He said, "I don't even know nothing about that free agency process right now, even coming into it in the last 2 years." He says, "We'll see what it looks like. I feel like we should be still playing ball right now. This is home." He said regarding Pittsburgh, which I think is obviously very good to hear, that he does want to stay when he says this is home for him. You know, I honestly think that, you know, that is something that we should definitely try and address. I think Cam Sutton is definitely someone we should try and hold on to. James Pierre is also an unrestricted free agent. I think we could well see Keller Witherspoon get cut, given how poorly he's played this season when he's been fit. He has missed an awful lot of time with injury. But I do think someone like Cam Sutton is a must keep for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Anyway, Steeler Nation, let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think Cam Sutton should be given a new contract? Do you think that he should be tied up to a longer term deal to stay with the Steelers franchise for the rest of this season? Certainly losing him, I think, would be a fundamental part of our secondary gone. Anyway, thanks for watching the Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate. I've been your host, Britsburgh Owen. Please hit that sub and ring that notification bell. Guys, we're going to finish this as we always do. Immense pride in being a Steelers fan. Steeler Nation forever. Here we go, Steelers. Come on!